to cut back on the consumption of refined carbohydrates and sugar. Refined carbohydrates will look like flour, it will look like bread, it will look like dessert, right? What do you think of dessert? If you think about fruit as dessert, that's still like a high spike in carbohydrates, high spike in sugars. When you think about dessert, you think about cake. That's a lot of flour, that's a lot of carbohydrates. When you think about dessert, you think about chocolate, think about ice cream. You think all those things are high in carbohydrates and high in sugar. Cutting back on those things will keep your blood sugars from spiking, right? That will keep you in a hyperglycemic state, and over time will reverse your prediabetes. So again, if you have ever been told by a provider that you are pre-diabetic, that is again worse than being diagnosed as diabetic. I've had patients reverse their diabetes with lifestyle modifications, like you went from being diabetic to not even pre-diabetic with lifestyle modifications, because they're aware that they're diabetic and they do the work to reverse the hyperglycemia. For patients that have noticed that have been told you're just pre-diabetic, you're not diabetic, they lay back. They don't do anything. They're like, oh no, I don't have diabetes. They just said it's pre-diabetes. I don't have diabetes. And they don't do any lifestyle modifications. They don't do any changes. And that is, again, what's leading them into, when you finally become diabetic, you've hurt all the things that are big. We call it end organ damage. You've hurt your eyes, you've hurt your kidneys, you've hurt your brain, you've hurt your heart, because you've been living in a constant state of inflammation being pre-diabetic. Again, pre-diabetes is worse because people are nonchalant when they're diagnosed as pre-diabetic. Reversing prediabetes is easier than reversing diabetes. That's true. Again, because all you need for prediabetes is lifestyle modifications. Cutting back on sugars. People that eat candy, cutting back on the candy would help, right? Thank you, Tonyas. I appreciate it. Cutting back on eating candies, eating cake. I love bread.